guys, it's Carlos the Ultimate Fitness Training, Jet Fitness, and thank you so much for watching the video. Happy New Year to all of you guys. I hope you guys have had an amazing time. I'm sure you've consumed probably too many calories, but you know, it's New Year, it was Christmas, and we also have to enjoy it as well, which is great. Okay, so I've had a lot of questions around this sort of subject about New Year's resolutions. Is it right to have New Year's resolutions? Is it wrong to have it? Why do only people set goals at the New Year? And then obviously some of them do great, some of them don't do so great. And then let's do a little debate about this and really what we think about this. And I've had some questions about why does it take people to wait for the New Year to set goals? Okay, now the pros and cons of that really obviously is the end of the year. You've got time probably to have a bit of time with loved ones and recharge your batteries and maybe have time to think really, because sometimes we are into the momentum of doing so many things that sometimes we forgot really what actually matters and where we're heading into or onto. So it's really important to kind of like sometimes sit down, relax, and really think really what we are doing. So that's definitely a very positive thing. Now the other side is, which can be sometimes a bit of a negative side, is the fact that we wait until the new year to really look what the hell we're doing. Okay, some of us that are a little bit more sharp with obviously coaching. Well, I mean coach, I mean obviously NLP coaching and coaching. Obviously, we know that goals need to be revised. We're very accurate about the if you like, in a very simple terms, the short term, middle term, and long term. Okay, so it's very important to revise your goals and really put a structure in place in order to set your goals in the right manner and have the right vehicles to achieve those goals. So that's very important. Now, one of the myths obviously that we get all the time over the new year is obviously I want to get fit, I want to clean my diet up, I want to give up smoking. That's one of the things I always hear all the time. People want to give up smoking, want to give up drinking, and sometimes there is a lot of success stories, but there's also a lot of people that kind of live around this sort of like myth as well, which is they set the goal, but then they forget that the goal is so great to set the goal. You should never set a goal when you're happy. And this is one of the things, if you speak to top coaches, they'll advise you that. Because when you're happy, you agree to anything. Okay, so when you're really happy, you literally will agree with most things that you not even believe in. You say, hey, fine, I'll sort that out and I'll do it. And then next thing you know, when it comes to it, really, you don't mean it. And then what happens is you're left with goals that really, one, you haven't got the sort of like the enthusiasm, the force behind it and the energy behind it in order to do it. So sometimes this can be a bit, whoa, am I really going to do it? Now there's other guys of which that really set the goal, they get the leg work behind it, they get the energy, they've got the focus, they've got the vision, and nothing stops them from achieving, and that's fantastic, absolutely brilliant, and you know, big high five to you guys that can do that. Now, a lot of us out there that kind of fall behind that is sometimes we like to believe in something that may be okay, may be good to achieve. However, comes 1 month, 2 months, and then 3 months, and then 4 months, and then it's almost like the engine stops, okay, seizes, okay, and then all of a sudden they don't review the goal, they'll just stop. Okay, so that's one thing that for me to help you guys is when you get there, make sure you revise your goals, and that don't mean drastic changes, because one of the things is when you set a goal, so for instance, if I can't walk very fast and all of a sudden I want to run a marathon, that seems an absolute ocean of miles for me to be able to do it. So it's too much, okay? So set small goals, okay? Get your body used to it. Same thing with cleaning your diet. You go from eating literally everyday junk food to cleaning your diet to become better than an athlete. It's just too much. You've got to be able to do very small changes. Okay? Same thing with your training. If you're not used to your training, make sure you adapt your training to suit you as well. Because a lot of times, obviously, we all know, we go on Instagram, you go on YouTube, you go on internet, and there's loads of stuff there. There is loads of stuff there. But you've got to remember, and you've got to speak to the people that actually know you in order to fix something that actually fits within, one, yourself, one, your lifestyle, and two, ultimately your goal. Because a lot of times you see people like, there's like for instance, I mean, we do sometimes here, sometimes, you know, some of the workouts, it can be a lot of athleticism, do you know what I mean? They can be quite sort of dynamic. And for the guys out there, maybe beginners, maybe that have been training for a while, but not so sort of inclined to do those kind of things, sometimes think, well, oh my God, that's too hard. I won't be able to do it. So all of a sudden they get put off by actually initiating their training because they see that something is too hard. So they stick to the very basic things, which is sometimes basic is really good. But ultimately you've got to think that a lot of exercises, a lot of programs, a lot of stuff that people do, okay, it's to do with the people that are going on a different journey to you. That obviously still probably getting fit in, still getting strong in, still getting obviously a lot better version of yourself. But ultimately what they are doing, they are on a different path to you. So ultimately really make sure if you are on the path to become a greater version of yourself, check with the person that's doing that particular program, does that fit with you? I'll give you an example. People that want to get general fitness, they don't need to be on a squat rack and deadlifting 5 or 6 plates. There's no need for that, okay? There's no need. I mean, for the guys that are doing that, those guys want to become super strong. Or if someone that wants general fitness, you don't really particularly want to do 5, 6 plates. You might have to do squats sometimes, or do deadlifts sometimes, part of your program, but not the bread and butter of it. Now, some guys that wants to get super strong, obviously doing functional training is not really going to get them. When I say super strong, I don't mean, you know, the functional training is not going to help someone to do 1 rep max on a deadlift. You see, that's the kind of thing sometimes we get very mixed. Believe it or not, this is so basic sometimes, but believe it or not, we still fail to realize that a lot of us don't see the ins and outs. Like same thing with muscle models or bodybuilders. You see someone on Instagram, some guys are absolutely ripped, okay? Now, for the guys that just want to lose a couple of stone in, like maybe fitting into those jeans that you so want to, or for women like that dress or the bikini, you don't need to be that ripped. You know, there's no need. Those guys are ripped, and I've done that myself. You only ripped for a day or two at that sort of condition. What I mean, like, unless you're completely genetically freak and you take probably a lot of different substances, you stay like that for a while. Or you're an ectomorph, and all of a sudden you stay like that with abs, you know, showing every time. But those are guys that work to be that, and they've got photo shoots all the time, they compete a lot of the time, so they are in that sort of shape for a long period of time. And what we've got to realize is we've got to schedule and periodize our training in order to help us be in the shape that we want to, in order to match your training. Because there's no point you trying to get into ripped physique and then all of a sudden every time you finish a workout you end up in Tesco's on Sainsbury's eating cake, you know, because a lot of us do that, you know. We look at something, oh yeah, I want to get that physique, all of a sudden I end up in having cake and bread, and that doesn't match. You see, you got to get the parameters right. You got to get your training right, diet right, supplementation right, cardio right, if you want to get to that sort of shape. If you want to get a little bit, like lose a few pounds and get a bit fitter, maybe you don't need to be so extreme. So the levels of extremity, it does depend very much so on the goal, on a goal setting. But going back to obviously New Year's resolutions, it's brilliant to have New Year's resolutions. Great, set a goal, make sure you put a plan in place in order to achieve the goal. Make sure obviously you've got people behind you or maybe beside you that are actually doing the same thing. Okay. Also, make sure you obviously surround yourself with people that obviously are going to push you to get that goal, okay? Make you accountable more than anything. And make sure you got the vision and the desire to really achieve that goal, okay? For the guys that struggle a little bit, that probably in and out, obviously, you guys know, obviously it's a matter of disciplining yourself. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard for someone that maybe never been in that sort of environment or being pushed or whatever. Can be sometimes off-putting as well. And can be quite negative. No, but remember, it's hard for everyone, okay? Even the guys that achieve, believe it or not, even the guys, I'll give you an example, when I achieve a goal, I can't say it's easy for me as well, or easy for the guys that achieve the goals. We all know to achieve anything in life, you've got to really work hard. And put the leg work is what gets you to get there. But it's one of them things. But if you ask me, Carlos, do you believe in goal setting? Yes, I do, okay? Carlos, do you believe in New Year's resolution? Yes, I do. Of course I do, because it's always good, obviously, at the end of the year, it's good to set some goals, some new goals as well. Not just physical goals, sometimes mental goals could be like, you know, when I say mental goals, I mean psychological side, or like, you know, like meditation. You can obviously set some, you know, goals about learning a new language, maybe learn different things. Also obviously set goals in terms of actually how to achieve other things as well in life. Maybe spend more time with your spouse, or maybe with your partner, or maybe spend more time with your kids, and maybe sometimes spend more time with friends, or maybe not spend as much time with them. I don't know, whichever way you like. But I think it's good to sometimes for us to set different things, because I remember our brain likes different things as well. We should, because it becomes monotonous if you do the same thing day in, day out. It becomes monotonous, and sometimes you lose the sharpness. So you got to get that sharpness back. So with all that said, anyway, guys, it's the 2019 first video, guys. We're back on track in order to help you guys to become your greatest versions in 2019. So you guys know where to find me on Carlos Trainer 10 on Instagram. The best way to contact me, guys, is on Instagram. I'm receiving a lot of emails from you guys out there about a lot of different things. The best way to contact me is just DM me on Instagram. Is the best way to find me. I respond a lot quicker that way. Also, obviously, you know how to find me on YouTube, which is Carlos Trainer. We've got loads of different videos. We're reaching nearly 900 videos now. We've got loads of videos about all sorts of things. I know some of you guys sometimes, Carlos, can you do a video about that? And I think, oh, I've done a video about that, but I always try to add. You can also do a new version of it. I'm fine, I'm happy with that. But make sure, obviously, you guys visit the YouTube channel and click on obviously on my picture, and it goes on to the videos, and it shows you the videos you got. We've got loads of different videos, some silly ones as well, some happy ones, some diet ones, some coaching ones, some loads psychology, all sorts of things. Anyway, so with all that said, guys, I wish you guys a very happy new year. I hope everything comes through for you. Health, success, happiness, and ultimately stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Bye-bye. Just believe in yourself. That's all it is. Believe in yourself, and do not allow external events to dictate your present situation. Two things of which I think is really important in order to become better version of yourself is gratitude and discipline. Get healthier, get happier, become your greatest version. A huge part of development for ourselves is to believe in ourselves and believe in your intuition in order to become better every day, in order to ask your own self, am I doing the best I can in order to become a better version of me? Remember, while you become your greatest versions, don't forget, have fun as well, because a lot of times you can be very serious as well. So have fun, like I always do, although doing these videos, and it gets really serious sometimes about coaching, training, psychology, problems, everything. It's always sometimes to become a kid as well and just enjoy and laugh.